Hello, everyone. Welcome to the School Morning Show, where everything's made up and the points don't matter. That's right, everything's made up, just like activities on school. I'm Eric. I'm with my co-host, Jenna.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm just a bundle of sunshine today, and you're sleepy.
Yes, am I alive? That is the real question right now.
We
Is this
are
real?
live, and you're live. I'm real. You're real. But that, who knows? Actually, everything could be an illusion.
Yeah, like who's to say we're not actually in the Matrix? You know?
I kind of low key do believe that, but we don't have to go into.
This is gonna be a wild ride today.
Yeah, this is gonna be a weird one. As you can tell, we're an hour late. It's just been one of those kind of days, so you're in for a ride. Actually, before we jumped on, I had a pretty good question that has nothing to do with school, but I want to ask you guys something. Are you ready?
Yes, please.
So I'm a parent. You're a parent. When you have a baby and you're trying to and you're trying to teach them to talk, okay? You're telling them, say mama or say dada, and then they'll say mama or they'll say dada. How come they don't say say? They don't say mama. How do they know what say means?
That is a very good question. And it feels a little bit like nothing's real. Like dolphins probably know more than we do at this point.
I mean, it goes back to what we were saying earlier, that this is the Matrix, and they've been here before, and they knew what say meant.
What's that one thing from the plane? That person is not real.
Yeah, they're a dolphin.
Yeah, exactly. It was just a dolphin chilling up on that plane.
We're going to do a lot of fun things today. We got a lot of would you rather questions. We're going to talk about. We're going to complain. We're going to bring in some positivity today as well. So I hope you're ready.
Yes, I forgot to add the positivity.
That's just your day in a nutshell. There, I forgot to add the positivity.
That's so true. Well, how about you give everybody the reminder?
Okay.
For the show.
Yep. If you want to chat with us, leave a comment in what is school, not this is school, like I always say, and I will take a screenshot of it. I will throw it up on screen, and we will talk about it. You can leave your comments, leave your concerns. If you're worried about us, it's understandable. Let us know.
The straight jacket is ordered, and I will be in it shortly. That's pretty much the day. You're right. So today is going to be started off with something that we thought about, like, should we talk about it or should we not talk about it? Mm-hmm. And what we came back to is, I think in all the years that I've helped with different communities, sometimes there's going to be some sort of like not so fun days is what you might call them, right?
That's right.
But I think that it'll be important to like share and talk about because we eventually all deal with those kinds of things, you know. By the way, this is one of my favorite things to remember. We are in the middle of WTF. So for for just a heads up, the question is, are you surviving or thriving this week? So let us know. Are you thriving or are you surviving? Because this might be a survival day.
Wait, hold on. I just realized what you meant by that. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Today's Thursday. We are literally in the middle of WTF.
Yes, exactly. That's the whole point.
I did not put that together until just now.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a shock factor moment, you know? But yeah, the middle of WTF, we're about to hit the weekend and everything. And I think that for some people, it might be like, there's no option for like, are you dying, right? You know,
right.
You have to pick one of if it's a survival week or if it's a thriving week. So we're going to go straight into spilling the tea.
Breaking news.
So Thursdays have become kind of like our spill the tea days, right?
Yeah, I'm drinking tea right now, actually. Sweet tea,
nice.
southern sweet tea with more sugar than liquid.
You know, that's how I used to describe Southern sweet tea. It's basically syrup, right?
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
So, well, don't spill that tea. You know,
Yeah,
that would be sad.
that would get sticky all over my keyboard. Don't want to do that.
Yeah, I have broken more laptops by tea spilling than I care to fully admit. So yesterday there was a bit of craziness, and I think that's normal.
Drama.
Some drama, and it brought us to the point where it's like, what do you do when that happens, right?
Yeah, it's
Like
tough.
as an owner or as somebody that ends up sharing different things online, you're the admin team, you're the people in charge. You're the adults on scene, right?
I don't want to be the adult.
Yeah. It's like when you're the adult looking for the other adults. And so one of those things that happened was there's a lot of times where people want certain things inside like schoolers, right?
Yes.
This could even go down to like people want scheduled posts, right? It's not going to happen. Like as far as we know, like Sam could always change his mind, but right now, as of right now, it's not going to happen. But there's a whole thread inside schoolers that is just like, give it to us, we need it.
Yeah.
And so we come to this question, like, is the customer always right? Right?
That's a good question.
And I'm going to say no.
No.
Because it would be foolish for us to say that they're always right, because they're not always right and we're not always right. So,
Well, I mean, just from like a reality standpoint, sometimes they're literally not right. Like I used to work at a pharmacy, and trying not to break any HIPAA laws. I mean, there would be people that would come in, and they would like just straight up be lying about their medicines. Like they dropped them down the sink, or like they didn't get enough. When I know that I counted it like 30 times, I know it's correct. And so I just can't be going around just giving in to every single person that, says that we did something wrong or they want something done differently.
and you'll also see like sometimes people will say something like, why did you charge me? Like, why did
Yeah.
you charge my card? I did not give permission for this. And it's like, the only way that you're here is that you literally signed up yourself.
Right.
I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
Like, we would not be having this conversation if that wasn't the case.
You couldn't even be here.
Yeah. And if you notice, and sometimes I kind of wonder when it comes to maybe even like Facebook, you can't get a hold of anybody at Facebook if there's a problem, right?
Or TikTok, or really any of those kind of social media websites. Like it just gives you this like AI bot that doesn't give you any answers whatsoever.
And yeah, and then there's also there's plenty of times where you'll be talking and like someone might not understand that they did something, or they don't understand how something works, and they're so frustrated and they start saying certain stuff, and it's like, oh, it's actually pretty easy, let me just show you real quick.
Yeah.
Those kinds of moments too, right? So if you try to, so like if it's like a different platform, like let's say the Facebook and all that, and it might be a simple answer and you might be able to find the answer somewhere online. Someone might be able to help you, even if you don't have Facebook customer service. But then there's some things that it's just, you're not going to find out how it works. You're not going to find out, like Facebook's not going to tell you how its algorithm works, right?
No, they keep that stuff hidden, really secretive.
Yeah, same with TikTok, same with even Google. Like Google will tell you how the SEO works to an extent, but it's not going to give you the details. And there's a good reason for that. And that's for like everybody, honestly. Because there are people that would, if they had all the details on how it would work, they would overpower you for real. Like there's always someone with way more money that would overpower you and completely take over the SEO.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's not just SEO too. I mean, if you tell people, especially people who are prone to like scamming and stuff or gaming things, like they're going to take advantage of what you tell them. So they have to be careful not to let all those details out.
Right. And that's kind of like the same with school. So we get tons of questions all the time about how discovery works, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, why would we answer that? Like, why would we give you the exact details of how every specific thing works? That's just for me. Like, they go about it, and we all have like our political correct way of answering something,
Yeah.
in front of the public, right? But for me, I'm just like, why would we tell you?
Yeah.
Honestly. And if we did, then why wouldn't people that are making like loads of money be able to use that, and then you would never get a chance? Sam is always thinking about the people, right? Thinking about, he has empathy for the customer. Like, he's talked about that. He has empathy for the member. And that's even for the first person that starts. Like, tomorrow he's going to care about them succeeding just as much as he's going to care about the ones that are succeeding already on the platform.
Yeah.
So of course he's not going to share everyone.
Because that would be fair, you know?
Right, exactly. We have like a insane person. Thank you for boosting the algorithm, Cobart72. Just so you know. I appreciate it. And so the other thing is, like, do you even owe everyone an answer? So some of what happened yesterday was somebody was asking a question, and it's not like it's a bad question, but people really do feel like they're entitled to an answer. And I think that's just like when we were talking about, is the customer always right? Well, the customer always thinks they're right?
They do.
But are they owed an answer? Do you have to answer everything? If I was talking to somebody that has their own community and they are trying to figure out, like, what do I say in this situation? Do I have to tell them? No, you don't. You really do get to choose what you're going to say and what you're going to share. Not everything deserves an answer. You don't have to delete it. You can just leave it blank. You can leave it like nothing. But there was a moment where, as a team, we decided to answer it. And because what had happened was the person in the thread kept going, wow, it hasn't been an answer yet. This is concerning. There's no answer. And then, like, just kept bumping the feed up, like, really obnoxiously. And they also started messaging and being like, are you going to answer this? I'm like, one of the best ways that you could do this is, like, if you really want to know, send a support ticket in, right?
Because that's what
And
that's not what Schoolers is for. I mean, yeah, write a support ticket. I mean, because how many people are in Schoolers? Like almost 200,000.
Yeah, and I mean,
And how many mods are there? 7?
4.
4. And how many mods are on call at like any given time?
Oh, we have one. We do it like a 24/7 rotation, so it's like sometimes we get a little overlap, but it's usually one at a time.
So that's one person in charge of 200,000 people at a given time, if you
Right.
think about it. So, and you're getting tons and tons of posts every single hour. And I mean, you can't spend, 30 minutes going into detail with every single question, especially if this person is asking like 30 questions a week or something.
Right. Well, I mean, and it depends on like how they've also shown up in the community too. So there's different things, like, I guess we could call it like a disruptive member, right? So there's certain people where we moderate in the sense of we praise in public, and we still praise in private too, but we have no problem praising people in public. We're usually going to do more correcting in private because it
As
doesn't.
you should.
Yeah, it's nobody else's business really what's going on behind the scenes. However, one of the things that has happened even before I became a mod, before they even had a mod team, right? There has been disruptive members that are on there, and they have a very good way of making themselves look like a victim. It's almost like they're telling a story, and it goes into like this the hero and the villain, right? And so it's interesting. They twist it into this pattern of, so poor little of me, I'm this victim, like that villain is so it's not fair. I don't like this. And like they twist this whole story up, and then they're like, but I'm going to prevail. I will not let anything stop me. And they like twist it to where they're this hero in this story that they've kind of like painted themselves.
Yeah.
And you're just like, bruh. We'll correct in private, but we also know like the people that are behind the scenes, we know the real stuff. We know what you've been doing.
Which is
We
kind
know.
of dangerous. It's kind of dangerous for your own community if you have what I like to call someone. It's kind of like a cult of personality, where
Yeah.
they're very loud. They're very people kind of gravitate to them. And so when you have a person like that that is also disruptive, that can spread very quickly to the other members, and that can get out of hand.
And here's the thing is you have to think about like with the other members, they have no idea, right?
They don't know all the backstory, all the stuff behind the scenes. Like all they see what's on the surface and what they're being told from that person. And I mean, that's what they can do is like in a kind of almost in like a narcissistic way, twist things to make them look like they're being mistreated that may not be the case in reality.
In fact, it's one of those things where I end up mostly like looking at it as, well, even if I go into a community, if I see something like that, I go, okay, I don't know the whole story, right?
Yeah.
I would need to know both sides of the story. And then also like what's the history behind it? Like if
And
I'm
that
just
goes with-
jumping right into it.
And that's just not with school. That's with life. You have to, I mean, you just don't know what's going on.
Exactly. And there's different ways of dealing with this. Like when I think about it, I think about like, are you an Alex or are you a Sam? And if you watched a previous, I think it may have been a School Games recording. It's pretty funny. I grabbed a clip of it one time. I'll have to share it. But Alex straight up said that if you have like a disruptive member, like the way he deals with it is he calls it like putting a pin in the cockroach. And I was like, dang.
Yeah, that's a little harsh.
That's like super harsh. Like I didn't go there with that, but that's Alex. Alex is not going to put up with anything like that.
Yeah.
In fact, when he's dealing with his own community, he does do that. He will like, and his reason was he's going to, just to give if you've not seen the clip, he says, put a pin in the cockroach because it's going to warn all the other cockroaches to stay away. Right. So he does it publicly. And he has done that with his own community. There's been people that have been disruptive or people that have caused issues. And he calls it by name, says what they did, says don't do that. And it's like, dang, like they were removed because of XYZ, right?
Yeah. You see a
And they
lot of
should have known
people,
better.
you see a lot of CEOs with that kind of personality. Like Steve Jobs was like that as well. Like there's a lot that were just like quick to hire, quick to fire, quick to just, cut those people off. Doesn't mean it's necessarily right, but I can see why they do it.
Right. And I'm like, there's no wrong way, right? With Alex, he doesn't have time for that, right?
Yeah, he's got way too much to deal with.
That kind of noise would end up being disruptive to the time that he has for everybody else. So he's not, as a form of respect to everybody else in this space, if they're causing not trauma,
maybe some trauma.
maybe some trauma. If they're causing drama, it's just gone. Like, sorry, bye.
Well, because
And
like
with-
for me, if I paid like $500 or something to be in a community, and I see that all of the attention is going to this one loud person that's complaining, it's really taking away from the money that I spent to be in this community, because that you want a community to be just helpful and positive, and
Mm-hmm.
having that kind of thing going on just kind of, it, like you said, it ruins it for everyone.
Yeah. And Sam does a different way. So Sam will like remove somebody, but it's usually temporary.
Yeah.
He gives plenty of warning usually. Depends on like the severity of what's going on. But there's warnings ahead of time. There's private conversations that happen first. There's some clear boundaries that have already been set. And it's not forever usually.
He's almost
Usually.
a little bit too nice. It's kind of very far extremes. Like Alex is like, you don't get an explanation, you're just done. And then Sam, he'll give many chances.
Yeah, and I think there's also a difference. So it's more of like Schoolers it's a community, but it's also a platform, right? It's where you can go because you're on the platform and get help, right?
Yeah.
And but it is still a privilege to be in there. That's the thing. There's been for instance, there's some people that have been removed and banned several times and then had to come back after they agreed again to follow the rules, etc., right?
Which is kind of shocking to me, because I would think once you're banned, especially banned a second time, that you wouldn't get another chance.
Well, we still want, like, all of us, like the whole team, we still want people to be able to communicate with other members, get the full value of school if possible. So we're really good about giving second chances. It's one of the things, and he even talked about it in the recent school news, is like he has empathy for the member, right? And that has a lot to do with how we show up. And honestly, when you think about it, there's different people that are coming to the platform, and there's different types of lifestyles. There's different ways that people were raised, grown up. Like one of the many things that we've realized is like people love, like when they don't get their way, they love to call us dictators, right? But when we like started to dig into it, they may have been raised in a country like that where using that sort of language may have been a way for them to get their way, like because nobody wants to be one. For us, we know we're not, and their use of language for that ends up getting like some sort of reaction, right? But we still have empathy for them. Like we're not going to take it personally. One, they don't personally know us, so there's no way it could be personal. And then the other thing is like they may be going through something. So like just like we were talking at the beginning of this show so far, is are you surviving or are you thriving? Sometimes people have had a week. Sometimes they've had a month. Sometimes they've had a year or years of just being in the survival mode, right?
Yeah.
So we're here to just try to help them and guide them because that's our whole point. Like, in fact, sometimes when people think about moderators, they think about just how much it is about removing things, saying, hey, don't do that. But we actually take a different stance on it. We've gotten on they did a call with like some of the members, and then we'll do one-on-one calls every once in a while with members to help them or just talk to them, get to know them. We like to thank them for certain things that they're doing, and we will go above and beyond if we can. Like last week, I joined a community to try to help somebody with figuring out how to fix their payment issue because they were just trying to set up plans and they weren't getting it quite right. Joined their community, ended up making a loom, like a whole tutorial for this one person. But it's because we care. We care so much about each person winning, right? So,
And also,
Hubby wants-
the mods don't wake up one day and say, "Man, I would love to just ban somebody and scold someone today. I would love to do that." Actually, that's probably the last thing you want to do.
Yeah, no, it's most of the time it's kind of like what we're doing is we're going through we've even on some of our mod calls that we do together. we've gotten together and just did what was called like a pinning the comment hunt, where we were like, let's go look for the best comments, and we just like pinned a bunch of comments that were really good for the posts, and we go and search for gems. Like, we want to find the good things, we want to praise people, we want to celebrate with them. That's what we would hope for. There's still those moments where we have to just redirect, right?
Yeah.
And then how being on Skool has changed the way I show up in situations. It's interesting. In the past, because I've been working with communities for years now, and whether it was on Skool or like off Skool, did a lot off of Skool too. I would go more into the, let's make this like super, let's sugarcoat it, right?
Right.
Let's make it super customer service, customer friendly. And we still want to make it customer friendly and everything, but what I've realized being on Skool is that some people just really appreciate like straight up truth.
Yeah, just honesty.
Some people don't. Some people are so used to being in a different area, and they think that they are entitled to the sugar coating, right?
Well, I'll be honest. In my younger years, before I got married, and my wife kind of beat that out of me, I I was very much needed to be sugar coated, and if anyone said anything negative about me or to me, I would very much take it personally, and kind of play victim. And that is a mindset that I had to break, because it's just going to keep me at that victim level and never kind of getting to that next level of life where I'm actually thriving. It's just one of those mindsets that if you have that, you got to just get past it. Because I did. And it was very, very, very tough. Because that's how my parents are. That's how I grew up.
And it's not, sometimes it's not kind either, in my opinion, to sugarcoat, because you're not one, like you're saying, you had to grow and get past it, right? But also sometimes, like, if we were to sugarcoat the schedule feature thing, right? Be like, well, you never know, Sam might change his mind, and we're already pretty sure that he's never going to change his mind, right?
Yeah, because he's already straight up said, no, we're not doing that. But if you kind of give people that hope, they're probably going to keep asking for months and months and months.
And so like a while back, with the same disruptive member that we had recently, and it's not like, I'm saying disruptive, but it's not like in a negative sense. I think that they could come around, but I think they're going to have a little bit of a mindset shift, right?
Yeah.
We always have hope for that, because like there have been people that have been banned from Schoolers, like Sam personally banned them and told them that they were banned, which that would like break my heart if that ever happened to me, you know?
Yeah.
But they have turned around and come back and been one of our best members too.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
there's good in
advocate.
everybody. I mean, there's so many people that I personally didn't really care for that were schoolers, just because they were such an obnoxious kind of disruptive personality, and then they changed their ways, and now they're some of my favorite people, and I'm like, wow, I'm so glad that you grew from that, because now I see you differently, and I think anyone can change.
Yeah, and so in fact, like some of the people just even recently that have gone through some stuff, it's like anytime, and this is just, I'm spilling the beans. If they get mad at me for spilling the beans, I don't care.
Breaking news.
When somebody is banned, right? It's a conversation that we all have, and it's like, and it doesn't come from like, oh, you're in trouble, right? I mean, it's like, hey, this was not okay. This can't happen. So for right now, we have to do this like temporary thing. But in the background, we're all like cheering them on to become our best members, literally.
Because
That is
it's
like
happened.
what we say. We have said, it's like, we really hope that this moment right now, even though it's not fun, we are looking at it and we're going, I really hope that they come back and they're like so-and-so who came back and was like really good.
Yeah.
So I think that's like part of the mindset that comes into it. And when I come to the point of like, going back to what I was saying is like this one person that we had a problem with, they chose to leave on their own at one point because of how we had a conversation in the comments. But they had said something. It was specifically, it was there was a post that was made, and they were like, "If this post gets left up, then I've lost all faith in schoolers." And I was like, I read the post. The post was fine. It was a question, and I was like, "Well, that's really, to me, that's rude. That's rude as hell to say on somebody else's post." Just because you don't like how you've had to be moderated, and there's like different intentions behind, like their intention was to break the self-promotion rule. This other person's intention was, I'm going to give context so that I can get a correct answer, right? And so we look at things not in necessarily a fair way of moderation. We look at it in a context.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they were really upset, and I thought about it. I'm like, do I delete their comment because it's rude as hell? Or do I just go ahead and answer it and confirm for this person that, like, no, this is not, like, your post isn't going to be removed. So I went through and I did it in the comment section. And it wasn't in a, like, it wasn't going, well, you were rude, so I'm going to be rude as hell back, right? I kept it pretty, like, dry. Now, somebody could take it and be like, read it in their tone of voice because they were being rude and then think it's rude. But what I've done and how I show up is I don't know if it's Layla or if it's Hormozy, like Alex, that says, like, state the facts, right? Mm-hmm. That has helped a lot, is just state the facts. Because you can take the emotion out of it. They might add emotion because, remember, everybody's looking at it from their own perspective. But if you just state the facts, eventually they could come back to it and be like, oh, that's not how that read at all, right?
Well, that's how text is. Text always looks colder than it actually is sometimes. Mm-hmm. So it's been a lot of times where I've been, in a texting conversation with someone, and I'm like, wow, they're being a jerk, or they thought maybe I'm being a jerk. I'll just call them and be like, so they can hear my voice and hear the inflection of what I'm saying to them. Like, listen, I'm not intending on being rude or saying anything negative. It's just, that's how text looks sometimes.
Right. And one shout out to Alina. Alina is so good about this. Like, she'll get on calls with people to have this conversation. She'll offer that. She'll do an entire loom for somebody just to try to make sure that they hear what she's saying rather than just reading and reacting, right?
Yeah.
So, anyways, some of that with yesterday, it was like stating the facts, but also I've noticed that, like, when in the past there was a version of me that would just hold back and not say something. Like, I would be like, oh, I'm in Schoolers, I'm moderating. I can't have my opinion necessarily. I need to hold back a little bit because there was a point in time where I didn't say very much, right? But I asked, and they were like, no, like, part of why you are where you are is, like, you always, like, we do like what you have to share, right?
Well, there's so many yes men, and having someone that, won't just say yes to make you feel better is a good person to have around.
Yeah, that is one thing I could never be, is I could never be a yes man. That is not in my DNA.
That's what makes you a good coach as well, because you're going to tell the people what they need to hear, not what they want to hear.
That is true. And I know that it's not always fun to do that. Like, it's not fun to hear.
No, it's terrible. It's awful.
Yeah. But I think I've had, so one thing that I'm going to just say right now is I think that everybody should do this, right? I think everybody should get therapy. I know that sounds like, what? Where'd that come from? But no, I went to therapy a bunch because I realized, just like we would go to business coaching, right, to get help with our business. If you go to therapy, because, all right, I'm going to jump back a little bit. If you think about our generations before us, and I'm gonna speak from an American standpoint. You have the people that survived the Great Depression, right? Mm-hmm. They survived wars. They survived all these things. And
they were surviving. They weren't thriving.
Yeah, they were surviving for years. there's going to be a lot like, don't complain, don't do this. And it was all about making sure that you guys could survive, right? So there's also a point where therapy and like getting help was looked down upon. So we were raised by people that may have not valued learning how to communicate, learning how to handle situations that are not so fun. And I would probably say that this is going to be the reason why a lot of us, like they say the younger generations are more woke or whatever. But I think part of it is like we've recognized a pattern of like not. There's so many people they'll be like, we're not going to talk to these so and so. We're going to like drop our family and there's times in that's needed, right? It's not healthy. But then there's other times where it's like, no, if you went to therapy, you could get some tools for learning how to communicate better, or learning how to have emotional regulation, or learning how to handle conflict. One of my favorite books to recommend is called Crucial Conversations. And it's really about like learning how to communicate when things are not, when the stakes are high, when it's not easy, you know? And I would recommend for pretty much anybody to do that. And so for going into this, I think that if people would have these kinds of moments where they look at like, how can I have these conversations even if it's not easy, that would help with the way that they show up. And then they choose like, what am I? Oh, yep. There's the book.
Yeah.
You want to show the mobile version people too?
Oh, yep. Here you go.
Okay.
Mobile people. I will be getting that. Hopefully it is on Audible.
I think it is. It should be. I'm pretty sure it is. In fact, there's a funny story behind this. I didn't want to read this book. I didn't want to read it because my mom told me I needed to read it. And she told me that I needed to read it in the middle of an argument that we were having.
How dare you?
Yeah. She was like, and then she tried to bribe me. Like, this is her thing. She'll try to bribe me to do something. I love my mom. That's how I felt in the moment, for real. And it was like there was some sort of weird argument that we were having, and then she was like, I want you to read this. And she's like, I will pay you to read this. And I'm like, now I'm definitely never reading it.
Don't you hate it when your mom is right?
Yes, but she was right. She was right. And then we crack up about it now. Like, I'll call her.
Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny.
I'll call her and I'll be like, I recommended reading Crucial Conversations to everybody again. Thank you, Mom. And it's just so funny because also, like, anytime there's problems, like, I'm gonna call my mom. So if you're causing problems, my mom knows about you. Just so you know.
I thought you were gonna say call your mom, but I'm just gonna call your mom.
Yeah, everybody just call mom. She's like the kind of person that would be like, let everybody call her too. So gotta keep her phone number hidden because she will talk to you and just hear you out and be like, yes, let's come up with a solution. She's really good at finding solutions. So anyways, yeah, today is just going to be a bit more chill. We're just
It was
chatting
supposed to
today.
be, but this has gotten way more serious than I thought it was going to.
Yeah. Now, let's get to some like lighthearted fun stuff.
Yeah, okay,
anyways.
let's chill out a little bit.
Okay, so let's go into some questions. What are you planning to get done this week? What were you planning? This is like anybody in the comments watching, feel free to share with us what were you planning to get done?
Yeah, post it on the comment under the "What is Skool" comment that we got here. I was planning on making a YouTube video this week, but just a million things have happened because I've just had to do yard work and just like doing these lives and editing podcasts and just a million and one things on my list, and I've not really gotten to any of it. What about you?
That sounds so familiar. We have the same week.
I think so.
So yeah, this week has been a bit derailed. I had planned on getting a bunch of content done on Monday. Instead, it was just like pure chaos on Monday. Mm-hmm. And I feel like even if I had planned to get content done and I was going to do it, it's then been lingering on my brain until I do it, right?
Yeah. Which
And
is even
so
worse.
that's the worst part. It's like when it feels like, oh, I need to be doing this, but you just don't maybe have the energy to show up the way that you need to show up.
Yeah.
And that's what I find really hard with like making content is I'm like, if I'm not in the mood, I really don't want that to like come across in my voice, you know?
And it absolutely will, which is unfortunate.
And so for this week it was like getting some content done, trying to get some cleaning up. It's almost like spring cleaning inside of your school,
Yeah.
moving some stuff around, just
That would
trying
be a
to
good post.
prepare. Yeah, spring cleaning. Tomorrow is the first day of spring, so maybe that's what we'll do. We'll talk
Okay.
about spring cleaning more in depth tomorrow.
There we go.
Because that's fun, spring cleaning. What are you going to be doing today?
Today, I actually just got a free sample. Actually, I'm a TikTok shop affiliate, and I get all kinds of free crap all the time of a raised garden bed. So I'm gonna put that together later, and I'm gonna
I'm
start.
jealous.
Yeah, and I'm probably gonna go have to get some like cow manure and dirt and and start building up my garden here because we might need all the extra food we can get pretty soon.
Man, don't I believe it. We have a bunch of garden beds out here, but we need to get some raised ones. So if you like that one, let me know
I will, yeah.
because the last thing I want to do is like get on the ground and like dig in the dirt. I'd rather have a raised one.
Yeah, and plus you have to like till it. It's just so much easier just to have a raised one. I've built some raised ones in the past, but this one's just pre-made for me. Let me pull this up real quick. We got a comment from Marianne. She's planning on tackling taxes. So I have pretty much got all my taxes finished. I just haven't clicked send. So thank you for the reminder. I need to do that later.
You remember when we had that that time where you were gonna like get your taxes done, and it was like for months it was like, what's on your list of to do this
Oh my
week?
gosh.
Taxes.
Well, it's because like I got one of those letters where like, hey, you did taxes wrong. You need to fix it. And so it was an absolute mess. And I ended up having to just like hire somebody. Samantha was planning to finally go through the membership request from the last 4 months. Oh no. Because you had a car. That's terrible. I'm so sorry to hear that. But gosh, that's a lot of memberships for the last 4 months.
That is a lot of memberships, and I am so sorry that you got in a car accident because
That's terrible.
those. I'm still dealing with pain from my accident back in the end of 2018.
Yeah.
It's
that's
not
rough.
fun.
It's not fun at all.
Yeah. For me today, I have to get through. I have to get through like some stuff because I'm gonna be in Schoolers for a bit, and then I have a mod call, and I think today that we're gonna be getting some stuff reorganized here because we also have to get like our bug spray guy out here.
Oh yeah.
In case you don't know, I live on 20 acres, and there are insane animals and pests and stuff that come out here. It's like
Same.
I'd like to make sure that like all spiders, because like I'm the kind of person like I see a spider, it might be worth burning the house down.
Speaking of spiders, me and my son were looking at Australian spiders yesterday, and it was they're freaky. I love Australia and I love the Australian people. I couldn't live there. I'm sorry, just for that.
No. In fact, when I adopted my son, this is another one that's like I had 3 hours notice to adopt my son, so I wasn't fully prepared to become a mom. And then so like I got the text at like 7, and then it was like at 10 I got my 3-day-old. So that's the amount of time I had to prepare to become a mom, was 3 hours. And it was rough. There was moments where I was just like I had like 10 spit ups on me because he was having a problem with the milk that he was getting, and like found out he has a lot of food allergies and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And there was a moment where I was so tired, sleep deprived, and all of this, and there was a huge spider the size of my hand.
Oh my gosh. That's
And
horrible.
yeah, I had a friend that was in animal control for the city, and I called her, and I was like, "There's a spider in my house, and
You
it's about the size of an animal. Can you come kill it?" I can't do it.
Wow.
And I was ready to evacuate the home. I'm like, it lives here now, not me.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
It's like it was my emotions were heightened, and I was done. There was no way I was killing the spider. And she came and she took care of it. So, yeah.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we got what are you planning on doing this week? We got what are you doing today? What about your plans for this weekend?
Yeah. What are your plans this weekend?
This weekend, well, usually we have theater practice for my kids. They're both in the Aristocats musical. And so we're probably going to be just hanging out while they do their practice. I might, speaking of spring cleaning, I might do some spring cleaning this weekend and just clean out my garage. This was going to be the first weekend that I mow because all of my neighbors have mowed their grass, and I'm the last one in my neighborhood that hasn't mowed. And I just like, dang it! Why do you? I was so mad at them because it's that thing where everyone kind of waits for the first person to do it. So as soon as the first one did it, they all started doing it, and I just refused. But I have to. It's becoming a jungle out there.
Yeah, because like their nice mowed grass makes your grass look crazy, even if
I
it's
know.
not too crazy yet.
I know it's not even that long, but theirs is so pristine already. I hate living in America. No.
Well, actually, you know what? I'm gonna send you some pictures while we're talking about this, so you can pull them up.
Okay.
Because they are. It's pretty intense.
While you're pulling that up, we got another comment from Marianne. She's not doing anything. Congratulations on your weekend of nothing.
That sounds amazing. Trade? Just kidding.
Right. I need to put that back up there.
So a fun fact is that my parents. So my mom had a list of what she wanted in a man, right?
Okay.
And I know this is like, where is this going?
It's a hard left turn.
And she had wanted somebody that was older than her. And my dad is exactly 1 day older than my mom.
That's cute.
Like on the same year and everything, right?
Oh, she got what she wanted.
Yep. So we always have back-to-back birthdays for them. So this weekend is both my parents' birthday celebration. And so we're going to be celebrating them. But we also have the garden beds pretty much ready. We have topsoil that we need to put in them. But mowing is also a priority. And I am sending to you. Do you want it on WhatsApp or do you want it on?
Send it to me through Skool.
Okay. All right. That'll be easier.
And I'll throw it up on screen so I can see what the heck you're talking about. Talking about wanting a man and
Right. So out here we have to mow, and it's not based on whether or not our neighbors are mowing or anything. We have to mow because there are some things that have been caught on game camera. And this is what our neighbors sent to us this week.
What the heck? Hold on. You guys got to see this. Hold on. I'm going to pull this up. This is crazy.
So this has been chilling in my backyard.
What the heck? What is that?
That is a massive bobcat.
Let me pull up this other one. Whoa. Yeah. That is terrifying. That was near your property?
Yeah, no, it's like it comes on our property quite often.
Well, I see all that tall grass. That would be really easy for it to kind of hide and like hunt.
Yes. And see, like bobcats are, sometimes they can be about the size of like just a bigger cat, like a regular cat.
Yeah.
But this thing is the size of like a dog.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like this one, look, you can tell how big it is in this picture. Like it's got a big belly. It's just muscle.
Yeah, that thing is, and R.I.P. our neighbor's cats,
Oof.
because that's what it's been going after
Oh my
apparently.
gosh.
Cat on cat violence,
So you need to
and
mow so that way it doesn't try to attack you.
yeah, because that thing is like, we won't go to like scary details or anything, but like those things are very strategic in like what they do.
Yeah.
And I have a toddler, right? And our dogs are pretty good, but I also have like we got two dogs. We have a Great Pyrenees Anatolian Shepherd mix. That's to help like keep coyotes away and all, hopefully keep these things away.
Hmm.
But we also have a Border Collie Corgi mix. And that thing is to help with like keeping snakes away. But that thing would be
Yeah, it's not going to do much against
take,
this.
taken out for sure.
Yeah. Jeez
So-
Louise, that is terrifying.
We are also going to be mowing, and mowing 20 acres is not the easiest task.
Yeah, I just have like barely an acre and it takes me all day.
Yeah, so we've asked the questions. What are your plans? We started with like, what are you getting done? What were you planning to get done this weekend? What are you doing today? What are your plans this weekend? What is life?
What is life?
What is school?
What is school?
Have you ever thought about just lounging around and talking about traffic?
Yeah, I have. Come to the traffic lounge. You can
Yeah.
come and lounge around and talk about traffic.
Yeah. Well, there was a really good post that happened last night, and
I'll pull it
it's all about snacks.
Yeah.
He is just like killing it. In 6 weeks, he's made $7,000. But
with
I
his
think one
first
of the-
school, with his very first school community.
yeah, and he was like, he didn't take it seriously, and then he started to take it seriously, and he's kept it really simple, and I love that. Like, I plan
me
on
show you-
trying to.
I'm gonna pull up his
Go ahead.
community real quick. It's the Snack Distribution School,
Mm-hmm.
where I think he like teaches like how to get like vending machines and stuff like that. It sounds really interesting.
Yeah, I'm like, the whole point of what he's doing is something that, one, is like helping other people make money too, right? And then two, it is it's something that everybody's gonna want still, no
Yeah.
matter what's going on in the world. We all want snacks, right?
Right.
But
And he's already
something-
he's talking about like how he's gotten people results already, and that helps. Like once you actually have your members succeed, then you can kind of start talking about that. It makes it easier for more people to join because you've built that trust.
Right. There's something he did. So he shared all this, and then like one of my favorite things to do is to get in the comments and like find out more. And I started asking him like what his traffic source was, because I saw a YouTube linked, but it wasn't YouTube necessarily that brought all this traffic for him. It was actually that he had gotten on a podcast with somebody, and he was a guest on there, and all he did was ask them because he thought that podcaster might be interested in what he's doing.
Yeah.
So he's done this all simply. It's not easy to have a business. It's not easy to have a community, but it can be simple, right? Because there's still work that you put into it. But it was just so inspiring to read his post and just see, like, dang, he really did amazing, you know?
Well, I've been preaching about podcast guesting for a really long time. I still fully believe that it's one of the best ways to grow your business. Like it's really like an untapped way, because when you go on these podcasts, especially if you pick one that really aligns with your audience, they're very targeted. Because I mean, you can have 1 million TikTok followers, and that really doesn't mean too much. It means a lot more with podcast listeners because they're a lot harder to get. And so when you end up guesting on this podcast, it's a much warmer audience, because like that podcast host has spent years building up that audience for you to come in and basically borrow that authority. And so he went on Chris Corner's podcast, which is the Corner Office. It's an amazing podcast. You all need to go listen to it if you're interested in anything about like work from home or like side hustles or anything like that. One of my favorite podcasters. He's also really, really good at Instagram and Facebook. But yeah, he guested on that show, and that was his main source for all this. So if you haven't tried podcast guesting, I would highly, highly encourage it.
That I think we're gonna need to have a whole episode where you talk about that.
Yeah, we need to talk about it
Let's
later.
plan that for next week or something. I know next week you have spring break coming
Yeah,
up.
next week is
So
spring break. It's going to be an interesting week. So, yeah, we'll see how next week looks. We're going to try to be here, but it may look a little different.
yeah. Well, so if you haven't seen this post and you're in Schoolers, go check it out, read it, and like, I don't know. We need to find the corner office.
Mm-hmm.
We need to find
Podcast,
that
yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
We'll put that episode if we find it in the description too. Because
Yeah, I'm
it'll
going
be
to,
fun
as soon as this is over, I'm going to pull it up and I'm going to listen to it myself because, yeah, I love that show.
That's awesome. All right, let's go into some fun.
Fun!
Let's ask some would you rather questions. So if you're listening in the comments, tell us which one you would rather and why. So would you rather have the star or the rocket?
Well, let's talk about what it means first. So the star
Okay.
means you're in the 1% of like engagement. Is that what that means? So like your community has a very engaged people, like they do a
It
lot of
says
talking. Is that
top
what that means?
top 1% of discovery. You want to grab it from Schoolers so you can show?
Yeah, I'll see if I can find it. And then what does the rocket mean?
10K MMR.
Okay. Okay. So so either you have a very engaged community or you have 10,000 a month, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me pull this up so you can see what all these different emojis mean. I've talked a little bit about like how I feel about some of this stuff in the past. I personally, I wouldn't mind if all of those emojis went away because I can see how it can help some people, but also can see how it kind of, some people game the system with it. A bit too small. Yeah, so the top 1% of discovery or the, what does it have, the rocket, which is the 10K MRR.
Right.
I would love to have a very engaged community, so I would love to have the star. But it kind of reminds me of how you see a lot of these influencers who have like 1 million followers that aren't making any money. It's kind of just like vanity metrics in a way. So, I mean, the rocket is actually more tangible. And plus, like, I have children, so like a star is not going to it's not going to put food in their mouths, but the rocket would.
Right.
So as much as I would love to have the star, I feel like I would much rather have the rocket. The
I think
ninja
that
is
makes
even
sense.
better.
Yeah, it's like the ninja. I don't want to be the goat. I'd rather be the ninja.
Yeah. Yeah, the goat's too much pressure.
Yeah. But the ninja is stealthy, right?
Yeah.
For me, I think I definitely would rather have the rocket. In fact, I almost think that the star shouldn't be a thing.
Yeah. Agreed.
And there's reasons for that. And most of it is because of like bad actors, right?
Yeah.
And it's not like not everybody that has a star is a bad actor. Let's
No,
just
there's I know lots of
clarity.
people with stars. Yeah, I know lots of people with stars that actually have a real engaged community, and that it's actually
Yeah.
really good.
But it's like when things happen, it's
Everybody's saying the rocket.
the rocket, the rocket. Yeah. I feel like the rocket also has more authority too. Cuz like what
Yeah.
you're telling me is with the star you can get people to talk.
Right.
And I'm like cool, I guess, but it's not I don't know. That's not like time spent. Like when I think about time spent, for me at least in my kind of community, I wouldn't want to have the star because that means that more people are spending time in my community instead of like their own, right?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
And that means
that's
that I'm failing.
and
for
that's
me.
also just like text conversations. That doesn't include all the hours that you spend actually talking to them, like in like a live call or anything like that. So it's kind of hard to. I don't know. I'm with you. It's more tangible to have the rocket. But we have a question. Does someone have the goat? Yes, there is a goat. Who is the goat currently?
The goat, I think it's the people from Evolve. It's going to be in the money category.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the goat's probably always going to be in the money category.
Yeah. It is Spencer Paulil. I might be pronouncing that wrong.
I'll see if
But
I can.
he has
Oh yeah.
Evolve.
I'll pull him up real quick so you guys can see who this is. The goat is how much is he making? He's currently making $559,000 a month
with Evolve.
with Evolve.
Okay.
That's over a half a
And
million dollars a month is wild.
he has other communities. If you look down even further at number 14, he also has another community that's making 93,316.
I'm trying to pull it up here. Give me 1 second. Oh, I got too many images up again. This happens at the end of every show where I end up having too many screenshots. 1 second, I'll pull him up. But yeah, could you imagine? What would you do if you're making $500,000 a month? That's crazy.
Probably be stressed. So not much different than right now. No, I'm just kidding.
Right. You would same amount of stress, just slightly richer, or a lot richer.
Maybe more stress, honestly. Things change when you hit a different level, and people know who you are. And yeah,
Would you rather be making $10K a month or $500,000 a month?
it depends on. I know this is crazy.
It seems
right?
like an obvious answer.
It seems like an obvious answer. If I have people working for me and I have systems in place, then more money. Because if you think about it, and I know people are like, why are you not just answering immediately the higher amount of money? It's because life is happening now. And I have found sometimes when you get to those higher points, and if it's all on you to make sure everything's getting done, there are moments that you miss. So, like the other day, there was a post that I meant to get out in the morning. Like the post that I had made inside Schoolers about Mikey's community.
Mm-hmm.
I had meant to get that out at like 11 a.m. But my toddler comes up and he goes, "Mommy, I want snuggles." And I can say yes because I don't have $500,000 worth of people's waiting on my attention or waiting for me to get something done, right?
Yeah, right.
I can just be like, yeah, like going on break, like I'll be back later, and go in the moment and spend that time with him, which is like why I do what I do here. Like the reason why I'm here is because, and this comes into our next would you rather, is would you rather have a business or a job?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. If
some
you're
people,
if you're spending all day every day, it kind of becomes a job, doesn't it?
mm-hmm. And when it comes down to like some people, when they think about like would you rather have a business or a job, they're thinking 9 to 5, but sometimes you're creating your business as a job.
True.
You have set it up to where you have to give it your all. You don't have time for other things.
Samantha agrees. Feel more comfortable with 10K than 500K. Yeah, because when it gets to that point, it would be a lot, and it also depends on how quickly you got there. Like if you rock it within 30 days, something like that, I could see it falling apart just as quickly.
Yeah, like we saw that when Games was being played, the first version.
Mm-hmm.
It's like people could do a lot, do a quick push and win games, promise everything in the moon, and then like where are they a month from now? Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So
I'm not the type of person that can have a regular job anymore. I did that for all of my 20s, pretty much, as I had a job. And I don't know. I don't think I have the personality for it. I'm more like you, where it's like I'd rather just kind of float throughout the day and work when I need to work, and then just have time for actual life. Because like we're here for like a blip. The millions and billions of years, we're here for just like a split second, and I don't want to spend it locked up somewhere, helping somebody else get rich.
mm-hmm. I think that for me, I obviously want a business, but I want systems in place. Like there's been times where I could have released something or I could have done this, and I just chose not to because I didn't have it set up in such a way where it still gives me the freedom that I have now. Right.
Right.
I look at it as like, why am I doing this? am I doing this so that I just have money coming in, or am I doing this because I want a certain lifestyle? Does this help or take away from that lifestyle? You know?
Yeah, that's a good question to ask yourself. Yeah, that's a good way to make decisions.
And sometimes, and there is like, I just want to be clear, there is a time to actually push hard. Like, push hard while you're getting something going. And then you can kind of go more relaxed, right? Because you still have to take care of your bills. You don't want this to always just be a hobby. You want to get to a point where you can go full time. And,
I mean,
yeah.
also too, if I was in my early 20s, I would be absolutely going insane, not sleeping for 12 hours. I would be going, but you can't, when you get a little bit older and you have a family and you have priorities, you have to change how you do things a little bit.
Yep. And then like, obviously like parents are getting older and, you don't want to miss out on all those things,
Yep.
Let's see. Would you rather have to work from a laptop or from a phone?
This is such a hard question because for me personally, I make content. Like that's what I do pretty much all day. It would be very difficult for me to do content from a laptop. You could because you mostly do everything faceless, but I do a lot of actual filming. If I had a laptop, could I have a camera? That's the only other thing. Because the other thing about the laptop is I do podcast editing as my other full-time job, and I can't do that from a phone. But if I absolutely had to pick one, I would probably pick my phone. I would give up all of the hard laptop work and just film content. Because you can use Skool, the Skool app. It works.
Yep. If you're not on Android.
Yeah, well, I am.
No, they're working on it. I would have to pick a laptop because, man, trying to moderate for 200,000 people
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to do that.
is very difficult from a phone. So, yeah, I think that I would choose a laptop pretty easily. And it's like, yes, you should always go and look at what your community looks like and what you're doing from a phone, but I'd also be okay just doing it from a laptop.
Yeah. Most people are also saying laptop. Jessica can't decide. And I was in a similar boat because I use both a lot. I probably use my phone more. So, and I'm going to have to choose that.
Yeah.
That's a good question. Good question.
All right. So last question. We had some drama. We had some tea. We had some questions that went from mowing yards with bobcats to how your mom told you to read a book. To now let's like bring some positivity back. Like let's full circle this to what was a great thing that happened this week for you?
I had a little different week than you. I had a very fun week. I had a very good week. So like I said earlier, I make content. I have like 7 or 8 different TikTok channels that I do stuff on. I have one where I just spam post and I literally just post every little thought that comes to my head. I do it mostly as like just a way to get creativity out, just because I like it. Anyways, long story short, I had a video go super viral yesterday. It's already at like almost 1 million views in 24 hours. And so that's fun. It's always fun when you get a viral video.
That brings me to what I wanted to ask earlier was, have you ever heard the song Boom Clap?
I love that song. I love Charlie XCX.
I was scrolling on TikTok and you showed up with Boom Clap.
Oh God, I forgot about that video.
And I was like, what in the world?
See, this is why this is why I don't show people my TikTok channels, because I do the most humiliating videos to myself. Because like I said, I made a decision to post every little thought that's in my head, and I do. And sometimes they're embarrassing.
Yeah, it was funny. I was like, oh my goodness. But that cat one, by the way, did you want to have us on the screen?
Oh, yeah. Let me get us on screen.
It's a lot of work going back and forth. But the cat video was so funny because there's I went and saw his cat video that he did on TikTok, and can you explain more of like what it's doing?
It's just a trend that's right now on TikTok where you put a voice filter over your cat. And I just made one real quick and it's doing really well.
They sound like they're saying bow, bow, bow to me, and then at one point it goes like the hell.
Yeah. And then one of
And
it kind of sounds like it's calling me a butthole as well. It's really funny video. If one of y'all can find it, I'll be impressed. It's my secret spam TikTok channel. I'm not going to give you any hints other than that.
no, it's like now the mission is on. Go to find it because it is funny. Oh, and then how we do.
Oh, now they're
wish-
definitely going to find it.
Yeah, yeah. Look him up with how we do. How we do was hilarious. So this is why I'm like you've gotten like how many views do you think that you've gotten?
This on that channel, I've gotten about 3 million the past couple months.
That's crazy. Something that happened this week that was great. Let me think. I'm like, it shouldn't
Can't
be
even
this
think
hard
of
to think. There's like a good bit of things that happened. One thing I can say that there's things that I'm grateful for. Like Elena is back.
Good.
So grateful Elena's back.
Thank goodness. That's
Um,
another
it's
mod, right?
That's our community manager.
Community manager. Okay, so even better.
Yes. And so she was gone. She went with her community to Costa Rica to do bird watching, which was really cool.
Oh, that's fun.
And I think she's agreed to be on the online community show podcast so in the next couple of weeks or so.
Gonna
And
interview her.
that'll be fun. But it's also just nice to have her back because like she's just a fun person in general. We have like our ongoing fun Bach memes. We'll have to talk about Bach sometime. And so I'm grateful that she's here. Being a mom is interesting sometimes.
Trust me, I know. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah. It's like I absolutely love being a mom, but there's moments where you just come up against different things. And we talked about this like this week has been so difficult to just get him to eat. Like we're going through that phase and I'm like he's so active. It's so hard to get him to eat, but there have been a couple of things where I figured out a way to make him think of it, and then when he thinks of it, then he wants to do it. And so
You could do the same thing with your school members.
yeah,
Just make
You
them
can
think
tell
that it was their idea.
make them think it was their thing. Be like, do you want to go grocery shopping and pick whatever you want? Yeah.
But for real though, I do have to do that with my daughter. I don't know if it's going to make you feel better or worse, but those phases have come and gone. We've had about 10 of them over the past couple of years.
It's really, and he's so active. Like we talked about, like my kid has had an 8-pack since he was 2, because he's just like constantly finding ways to do pull-ups and just be this like little muscle baby.
Looks like a mini Hormozy.
Yeah, it's like he could dress up as Hormozy for Halloween or something, you know. And the cutest part is like he likes to tell people, "Oh, I could do that because of my 8-pack." Like grandma will come and she'll bring like she has a bag of stuff for her to be here for the week, and he'll be like, "I could get that, grandma, because I have an 8-pack," and it's funny.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Go for it, kid."
That's awesome.
And I think another thing that I'm really grateful for is just the ability to do this. And I know this is so like, oh, thought leadership, but the school stuff that we're doing, we can do it from anywhere. Like I was really thinking about that, and
A laptop or a phone.
laptop or a phone. Like one of my original members is like flying from South Africa to Ireland, and I was like, he can still do his job because he has a phone, right?
Yeah. It's great.
And there'll be times where like Dominic wants to go do something, which Dominic is my son's name, and I can say yes because I know I can take my phone. It's not easier, so I still prefer the laptop, but I can go do it.
It's possible.
Yeah, so I'm just grateful for a lot of things. I can't think of one specific thing that was great, just because recency bias, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Well,
That's normal. So what have you guys had that has happened good this week? Did we get anybody sharing their good stuff?
people are just laughing about the 8-pack.
Yeah.
But hey, I do have one more secret. Would you rather? If you
Oh,
want to do it,
I'm
it's
a little
actually
bit scared.
it was actually a comment. I'm going to bring it up.
Okay.
It is from Marianne. Her 7-year-old daughter asked a new "Would you rather" every night. One of them was, "Would you rather be able to fly but always be naked, or can stay underwater and see and hear everything happening?" I think flying would be great, but I don't feel like that would be great for everyone underneath me.
Oh my gosh. That's great. That is like such a 7-year-old would you rather
Yeah.
too.
I'm gonna ask my son; he'll crack up.
Oh, that reminds me. I'm gonna answer it real quick. I'm gonna say stay underwater and seeing everything happening, because I'm also scared of heights. So,
I would love to fly, but I don't think I would want all the people perceiving me in that way.
yeah, exactly. Go to jail. Public
Yeah.
indecency. I can't help it. Every time I fly,
Yeah, it just comes right off.
all right. Kids and their jokes. So like, my niece will try to do would you rather's, and it will be like, would you rather have spaghetti for fingers, or would you rather get hit by a truck? And it's like,
I don't think you know how this works.
like that's not how this works.
Would you rather
And,
get $1 million or die?
Yeah, exactly. It's like so extreme. She'll be like, would you rather, she was like, would you rather have worms for hair or get bit by 1,000,000 spiders?
Oh,
And you're just
gosh.
like, worms for hair, I guess. And then, my son is getting into like, why did something cross the street jokes?
Yo, I love
So
those.
he'll be like, he'll say, why did the banana cross the street? And it's usually the banana, right? It's why did the banana cross the street? And I'm like, I don't know why. And he's like, so he could get hit by a truck. And
Oh.
obviously he's been listening to the niece, right? And I'm like, I don't think that's how the jokes go. And he's like, okay, let me try again. He's like, why did the banana cross the street? And I'm like, why? Because everything was chasing him. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. And so you're just like, do I fake laugh at this, or do I just be honest and be like, this sucks, bro? You know.
That's so
But
funny.
then you can't help to laugh, because then it's like you're gonna get 30 of those back to back, right?
I know. As soon as you give them a little bit of positive attention for it, you'll get them for the rest of the day.
Right. So I know this was like crazy and off the wall. Let us know if you liked this this type of thing where we just jump from subject to subject. And we're gonna go with a little bit more structure next week, because Eric did say he has spring break happening.
Mm-hmm.
So
All the kids are going to be
Yes.
running around. It's going to be a little crazy around here.
yeah, and it's always a little bit more stressful when you're trying to do work and it's not your regular routine, right?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
yep.
Well-
And then another thing that I was going to mention is for next week, coming up next week, we still want to do about page reviews. So I'm thinking about making a post, or should we just? I know. I think I should make a new one.
Yeah, make a new post.
I'll make a new post, and we should just use that one. You know.
Okay. So if you want
So-
your school about page reviewed, especially if you want to come up here and talk to us about it, that would be even better.
Yep. And then I think we're also going to talk about BSLs and stuff like that too.
Yeah, we got a lot to
So-
talk about over the next few weeks, and we'll be back tomorrow as well. It's only Thursday. We're in the middle of this WTF,
Yes, the WTF
but
movement.
we'll be on the F tomorrow. So we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for
All right.
joining us, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.